Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 14 of Mise Podcast.
Holy shit, 14?
Yeah, 14. This is Chef. This is Mike.
It's Oleg.
I'm Oleg.
Holy shit, episode 14?
Yeah, man.
Really? I guess last was 13, so
Yeah.
after 13 is
14 follows 13.
14 does follow 13. That's why
Usually.
6 was afraid of 7, because 7, 8, 9. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
So,
What's up, everybody? Mise Podcast, stories from the dish pit, an unscripted podcast of things we come up with about 15 minutes right before we start this podcast. We kind of throw it together and we talk about what's on our minds, unscripted at the last minute. As always, we start off with shout outs. So, shout out to Red's Barkers, the most amazing hot dog stand on Arthur Kill Road. And even though it was darker, you still got a barker today. So good shout out to Reds. And if you are watching this, welcome. We're glad everybody made it. We're glad everybody survived. The eclipse was earlier this week. Supposed to be catastrophic. There were supposed to be birds crashing into windows and dogs running backwards. And,
There were people crashing into each other because people were stopping on the
Nuts.
highway in the middle of the day and parking their cars and looking up at the sun like idiots.
people traveled to go see this. But my thing was,
Well, no, like if you travel upstate, you were able to see the full, complete solar eclipse. Like where we were, we
Partial.
only seen partial. Still cool for what it was, but
yeah, I think it's a great experience, and all the conspiracy theories that were all over TikTok and social media and all this, and it was like I really
the
wonder.
Anunnaki didn't land. We're still here, unfortunately.
They didn't.
No, I guess
Very
not,
disappointed.
unless the lizard people.
It was almost
took
kind
over.
of
They
disappointing.
ate them.
Like,
They ate them. The
They
lizard
did.
people
The
ate.
lizard people ate them. The Slee Stacks didn't come. Nobody came. Traveler Matt was out there looking from the Fraggles. He didn't see much.
I was all about it, the Anunnaki. Like I was hoping maybe that was finally our new leaders.
Bring me to your leader. Like they come down like Mars attacks. That would be our luck. That's what we get. Not only we don't understand other people that don't speak fucking English, but we get aliens that all they say is
Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks, one of the greatest movies. But I mean, I guess it's good that nothing happened. I mean, listen, if the media would have came, would have took everybody out together, I would have been fine with that. But nothing. I was thinking though, it's pretty crazy. Just imagine being like just years and years ago and not having like all the like scientific proof and whatever bullshit we have now, and like actually knowing what's going on, and just be out there doing caveman shit or whatever you're doing, just. Oh man, what a time to be alive, man. So you guys survived. How was your week besides the eclipse? Anything else happened? Nope, none of us won the Powerball because we're obviously still sitting here. There would be signs. I would have a gold grill. Oleg would be doused in gold, and Mike Spade would have gold all strewn through his
White
beard.
gold. White gold.
Platinum. I don't like. Gold.
I don't like yellow gold.
Yeah, same here.
So tight.
I didn't win.
How? Your people's always drenched in
Your
gold.
Your peoples. What are
What do
his
you
peoples?
mean, you my people?
What are his people?
Which people are my people? Go on.
I don't know.
The
Anyway.
Chernobylians?
Yes, the Chernobylians. They're always in like yellow gold. They got yellow toilet seats and toilets and gold this and gold that. And
Well, that was just to show wealth. It wasn't because it was pretty. It was just because it was money.
oh,
And they can do it. I mean,
okay.
Like
So I wasn't wrong when I said your people love gold.
they like money and the ability to show it off.
there was
But
something.
to show it off, they have to wear gold. Got it.
I forgot to save it.
Same reason why they were wearing fucking $10,000 coats. Like it's a status symbol.
Made out of other people.
Got it. Okay. Made out of other
This used to be Mike. Mike is not my jacket.
There was a company out of England that was making
Of course
things.
there was.
Those British.
If you were to eat people, though, I think it's a big misconception. I don't think it's the skin that you would eat. It's the muscle that you're actually eating, right? I mean, that's how it would work. That's what you eat on an animal. I mean,
Right.
Well,
I mean,
How does that work? Cannibalism.
it would be cool to have.
I mean,
it
human works by
chicharrón.
eating people. That's how it works.
It would be like human chicharron.
That's what it would
only
be.
from larger humans.
Yeah,
You're not getting chicharron from me. You're getting maybe
No.
a couple of flank steaks and some chicken
yeah. I'll
drumsticks.
get a Slim Jim from you.
A Slim Jim.
But still, in theory, people are supposedly they taste like pork because in Aztec cultures and Mexican cultures, the original traditional national red soup that is now made with pork was originally soup made by cannibals using white people. And then they decided that the closest thing to white meat is pork. So
Is that why
white
it's
people,
called the other white meat?
yeah.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, you came here to listen to us
listen,
bullshit
half the
about
time, because
hospitality.
I can tell a story and make you, and pretty much I can make you believe it, as absurd as it is. But when you tell a story, it's kind of like,
Is he serious?
there's something there's definite behind it, because he doesn't say shit unless he reached, like the Crocs. He doesn't say shit unless he researches
No,
it. because he's not gonna
I've
be
done
called
my
out on it.
research. Like you can talk to old school Mexican dudes. Like the traditional red soup was made was a cannibal dish that is now made with pork, like a pork stew, like a red pork stew soup, and because of that, they say that people taste like pork because they replaced people with pork conditions.
I'll tell you, even to this day.
So that pernil I had last week, it wasn't really pig.
It was Pete Neal.
Yeah.
That's really what it was. You just couldn't understand the accent.
Nice. Okay.
Oh man, so I don't know. I guess that's definitely not one of the topics, but we get strewn all over the place. So welcome to Facts with BB, and here we go. People taste like pork. But I tell you what, if it ever comes down to it, and I got to eat people, I'm sorry, vegans, I'm eating you first. Closest thing to grass fed.
Yeah, definitely.
100%
Free range.
closest thing to free range, grass fed, vegetable, no antibiotics, no nothing
Liberals
like that.
would definitely be free range.
Liberals would be free range, and if there are ever zombies, they need to be slow fucking zombies like The Walking Dead, because if they're World War Z, I'm done. I'm not. I can't. It takes me 20 minutes to get up out of this seat when we're done.
I'm
But
definitely tripping
that's why
a
you
fat
get
guy.
There
boom
is-
sticks.
there's
That's
no-
why you use the boom
There is
sticks.
no way.
No, you trip a fat guy and you keep running.
Well, yeah, that too.
Sorry, Furman.
Stuck in the honey hole. Sorry, Furman.
It's fucked up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Mies and Podcast Stories from the Dish Pit. You've heard it here first. People taste like pork, and vegans will be the first one to be eaten by any one of us because you're the closest thing to free range and grass fed. Welcome. So,
Wait, so are they like Wagyu? Are they going to be like Wagyu?
I guess you'd have to see the larger ones. I would think would be marbled and everything.
No, I
Would
think
have some
CrossFit people would be like Wagyu because that would be the marbling of meat and muscle.
That makes sense.
But wouldn't
Okay.
but wouldn't they be tougher to eat? Like, I would want somebody like Wagyu is like a lethargic thing. I want somebody who's going to a massage once a week and counting
So you
their
need
steps
somebody
and
that did
nothing really crazy
CrossFit
physical.
for a bit and then just gave up.
And then everything just kind of tenderizes.
Yeah.
That's the kind of person. A little bit of marbling, some nice tenderization.
Like somebody that used to be a
I'll go for
weightlifter
the
and then
terrace
just
mages.
quit.
Yeah, all that good stuff. Yeah, and then you can
Okay.
make some people chicharron.
Nice.
We are so getting in trouble for this fucking segment.
Definitely,
of this show.
without a doubt.
There's gonna be people. This is gonna be the meme. Looking in, they're gonna be. They eat people on the Mies and Podcast.
No, we don't. Ladies and gentlemen, no, we don't.
No, we don't. But we did just have tacos. They were really good tacos. Love a taco.
So that wasn't Al Pastor I had.
It wasn't. That was the pastor that you had. See, everything, it all works, man.
It all
I'm telling you,
does,
this eclipse is driving everybody crazy. Literally, Mitsubishi. Squirrels. Mitsubishi Eclipse. No? Bad.
Got it. Okay.
So quirks,
Yeah.
kitchen quirks, man. Some things that, or as Oleg likes to say, kitchen OCD. I have it. I've worked with people that have had it. I have to stack my towels. That's one of my things. I mean, clicking tongs twice is normal.
Yeah.
If you don't click your tongs twice, we've said this in a
They
previous
won't work
episode,
otherwise.
They are not going to work. If you don't spin your frying pan and slap it on the
Mm-hmm.
stove, It's not going to work the same way. These are all things. That's just wizardry and culinary witchcraft. That's what you have to do. But quirks, my towels had to be stacked, and I needed 12 of them. We just had this conversation. I hate odd numbers. I couldn't have 11. I couldn't have 9. I couldn't have 13. I needed 12. There was 12 for my shift. That's what would get me through. And I always had one in my back pocket.
So that's 13.
Huh? Wait a second. One in my back pocket and one draped over the front of my apron like I was a fucking quarterback. Because I was always just like this. Always had to have that. My lemons would have to be, my Mies had to be, set the same way. And whenever you work a station, people got to rearrange that station. If you're coming in to fill it in, my things had to be. And they usually went kind of weird, color coordinated.
That's fine.
My reds had to be with my reds, into my oranges, into my greens, into my yellows.
Whichever way works for you,
It's just shit I had to do. What about you? You have any quirks? We are quirky kind of people, as you can tell. Do you have any like kitchen things, like an OCD that once you walked in, it was like religion. You couldn't do. Like me, I came in, I needed my towels, which we always hide somewhere.
Well, everything has to be set up the way you grab it. Like you grab it with your left, you cut it with your right. So everything has to be set up the way it's more comfortable for you to work. Like you mentioned, clicking tongues, towels. I didn't have a dozen towels like you did, but 2 towels on myself at all times, and at least 5, 6 folded on the shelf. Also, being a line cook or a sous chef, you couldn't leave too many towels on there because somebody else would take it.
Gone.
At least you had a bit more of a respect thing, being the maestro in the kitchen.
No, well, I mean, I think everybody gets that respect too, and it's just not that. But I would, and don't ask me for a towel. Don't ask me for a towel. Don't take it off my station. Don't ask me for a towel. If I leave my towel like on my board or on the rail of the burners or whatever, you leave it hanging over. Don't let me come back and find my towel.
Like I've had jobs where you either get unlimited towels or you get only a certain amount of towels, and like if you're out of towels, it's up to you. You figure out whatever you got to do.
I've been that guy to ration towels.
Yeah.
I kept it in a bottom filing cabinet at work, and it was just such a dick thing to do. Chef, can I have a towel? Didn't you just come in here? I need 2 more. Oh man, but we had a ration because it wasn't me buying towels, and linens. Linens are friggin' expensive. But yeah, definitely a kitchen quirk and quirky people and OCD, and there was just certain things that I needed to have. If it was on the rush, I didn't care if I understood it or not, but there had to be Spanish music jamming. Always, just because, and I'll tell you why. Just because I knew it made being a minority in the kitchen, it made my staff better. Than me playing fucking, Metallica or whatever, because my playlists, and you guys will know, they're random as fuck. My playlists go from freestyle to Whitney Houston to Elton John, and then, so I put up, whatever. So I'm just all over the place. I like all types of music, but I would always make sure that was on. I guess it's an inclusivity thing, or making people feel inclusive, but it made my staff feel more comfortable. So then I would feel more comfortable with them feeling, but, and there would be songs like, I don't know, like, and I just make up English words for them. There was, one song, Cut the Potatoes. That's what I would sing it. I was like, cut the potatoes. Da, 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 da. And everybody else would be looking at me, and I'm just dancing there at Expo, gringoing my ass off, because why not? Gringoing my ass off.
Now, with me, if I ever had a choice of music, I would just play metal, because for the most part, majority of Latin cooks that I've worked with, they're all
metalheads.
Yeah. They're all metalheads.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too.
Like they do appreciate hip hop here and there, like lately, but back in the 90s and early 2000s, everybody was a metalhead.
And some of it was hard metal.
Oh yeah. The heavier the better, because a lot of the heavier Spanish rock, they still listen to it, like bands like Area.
Yeah, nasty Spanish or even Mexican heavy metal bands. Holy shit, man. I mean, rock and roll, Mexican rock and roll to me was Los Lobos before I, got into the kitchens up here in New York. I was like, oh, this is completely different. But let's rock out, man. Yeah, so kitchen OCD, music is a big thing. I mean, Different types of the day. Always different types of music.
My knives always had to be sharp. Like that, you can't start off a ship
No,
with
you can't.
dull blades.
You can't have dull knives, bro. It just fucks your whole thing up. There's nothing like cutting yourself with a dull knife. That's the worst fucking.
Because you're
That's the
putting
worst
in
part.
too much effort, and now you're off balance, and you end up hurting yourself that way.
Yeah, I hate cutting myself even now.
Yeah, because
sucks.
now you're just mad at yourself because
I
you're
cut
like
myself.
because
What
you're
a
like I
dick.
should be better, like
really-
after all this time.
It's just like having a wet towel, right? You have a damp
Yeah.
towel, and you know the towel's damp, but you're still going to use that towel to grab a sizzle
Something
platter
hot
out
and
of
it's
the
gonna
oven,
steam your
and then you're just like,
hands.
fuck, you're like, I can't believe I just did that. But
Mm-hmm.
you still do it. It's just, I don't know, stupidity or. I guess, but what are some of your guys' quirks, man? I mean, home cooks, anybody. What are some of your quirks? I know, fucking big for me, and my wife will tell you to this day. She doesn't say behind me in the kitchen. Every time I'm in the kitchen, she's got to come in the kitchen. I'm cooking, she's got to come into the kitchen. She wants to unload the dishwasher. I turn around, I'm like, dude, behind. So now she's behind you. Behind, she takes it to the next level and so forth. And then I walk into the kitchen and she's cooking and I don't say it. Oh man. Hell freezeth over. Oh, she rips into me. Why didn't you say behind? Why do I have to say behind it? I'm in the kitchen. I'm
She's
running
right.
the show. She's 100% right, and I got nothing to say, so I just mope around to the other side of the room like.
You just tell her you're the chef. That's why you don't need to say anything.
Yeah, my
that's
wife.
gonna work well.
That's not gonna work real well. She's like,
Worth
you
a
play,
try.
You play whatever you want with your friends. Yeah, it's here, not happening. Hi, babe, love you. You're so cute. I'm gonna beat you up. Yeah, man. So there's definitely lots of quirks, man. Lots of quirks in the kitchen. Lots of things that we do that some people probably wouldn't understand. I can't remember half the things as they come through. Or think about them. But what about you think specials are special?
What do you mean?
Specials in a kitchen. Specials are specials. Specials. I mean,
Well,
I think the concept of a special is, and maybe most people will think of this that are on the outside, is it's what you want to get rid of.
right. I was
Right?
just going to say
But
that.
I know that I've ordered, and I'm sure you have, brought in product just to run as a special.
Well,
You know?
depends on what it is. Like there,
Or where.
if you have plenty of budget, like I've run specials where it was because I wanted to have somebody eat that particular
Right.
thing. But a lot of times, working in restaurants, when they're overstocked, your special is what's been sitting at the bottom of the fridge that hasn't sold in a month, and you have
The
either
meatloaf. That's how they make
you
the
have
meatloaf.
it's meatloaf is what happens to this dish if it doesn't sell.
Right, exactly.
So like you basically sell off the brown meat that has like 2 days left before it goes bad, and you try to figure out ways to cook it.
So let's just be clear too, because it's not things that are gonna go and you're gonna get sick from eating them.
Right.
It's not. It's just things that have to be pushed. You might have ordered 18 pounds of halibut on Friday.
Sometimes they send you extra shit. If you ever been a victim of Cisco and you order one thing
falls drops.
and you get a couple cases of like some random shit, and they're like, "No, we can't take it back because it's already been in your kitchen."
Yeah.
And now you have 2 cases of a random meat ingredient or whatever it may
The
be.
random meat ingredient.
Whatever it may be, like be it bird, fish, meat, whatever, like
Bird.
Chicken.
duck.
poultry.
We're looking at each other like, I'm like, wait a second, what do you mean birdfish?
Pigeon, I don't know.
Pigeon. Pigeons. Pigeons are a thing.
Yeah.
Pigeons are a thing. We eat them all the time up here in New York. That's what you think rotisserie chicken is at these places.
Quail.
Just kidding. We don't eat pigeons. Pigeons are battery operated, sit on power lines just to recharge. If you guys don't know, that's the truth.
Nice.
But yeah, no, you get in 16 pounds of halibut on Friday and it doesn't push through Saturday or Sunday. That halibut is either a seafood stew, it's a chiapino, it's going somewhere, and that's
Basically.
it. And that's what you're telling the servers, push that shit. This has got to go. This has got to go. And then you got to motivate your servers to sell. Whoever sells the most specials get a bottle of wine. I had to do that all the time. All the time. It was always an incentive. Everybody in this industry always wants something. It's like, just do your job. We got to give you something to sell something. Get out of here. But specials can be special.
They could be.
But there aren't that special. Half of it is you're giving the lead line cook or the junior sous chef a chance to,
Try out a new item.
create something like
Yeah.
this. And that's the biggest thing. It's like when you went out to eat and you were at that barbecue joint, you saw that newbie coming out of FNG. And FNG, if anybody doesn't understand, it's a fucking new guy. Anybody in the kitchen that's in there for less than a year, you're still going to be at FNG. You're the FNG of the fucking new guy. You're going to get blamed for everything.
Till the next new guy shows up.
Yeah, basically.
Until the next, it could be
Okay.
3 weeks later. If somebody else comes in, guess what? You're not the FNG no more. But still,
Nice.
until somebody else backfills you, you're the fucking new guy. That's what it is. It's the FNG. Send the FNG again. FNG, get me this. But and it's funny how that how that all works. Buffets. What do you think about buffets? Let me rephrase that. What do you think about lunch buffets? You see a restaurant that's been pumping out, and you can almost watch. You can almost like. I hate to say it. I'm just a dick. You can almost see the digression. Of a restaurant, and they'll start popping it out. Only open for dinner, right? Only open for dinner. A few weeks go by. Now we're opening for lunch. Okay, so now you're open for lunch, and now a couple of months go by, and you're not picking up your lunch crowd. Your dinner's not pushing it. Something's going on. So now we got a lunch buffet. That's the sign that I will call it. You're months away from a lunch buffet.
Shutting down?
A lunch buffet. Yeah. Because I'm going to tell you why. And again, it's another reason. You have product that you're not getting your numbers into the restaurant, so you have to show. Now, how you going to do? You got to put it on a buffet.
Well, that's kind of like even back in the day with Sizzler. At one point it was actually a successful family restaurant, and I used to love it back in the day. And then like the regular dishes didn't sell as much, so they started pumping out more of the salad bar, and they started including like chicken wings and other things just so that you'd be able to upsell the salad bar and to
And
try
then
to
maybe
make
get a steak with it.
And now where are they?
I think there's one open.
I mean, there's still a
I think
couple
there's
out there,
I would love
but
to go to a Sizzler.
back in the day, it was
Pennsylvania
like
Ave. Isn't that one still there?
no,
Oh my God, really? No.
Okay.
No. You know what else used to be great? Ponderosa. You remember Ponderosa Steakhouse? Do you remember that? I remember going there, but that was another place that was the same thing like Sizzler with the steaks, and they had a really good chocolate mousse at the end. But the salad bars were great. I remember my parents would go there and they just eat the salad bar. $4.95 for the salad bar. That's what you would get. Bring back a salad bar.
Right now, there's more fake Sizzler Perkins than there are actual Sizzlers.
I've never been to Perkins.
Perkins. Perkins is a breakfast place.
It's same concept, same color, same scheme. Going down Midwest, it takes over where Sizzler took off.
Here we go, insulting more people. Which is
It is what it is.
Nobody insulted anybody.
I really used to enjoy. I think you should bring back a salad bar, man. I just like a good salad bar. I could go.
But people
Well-
are afraid of going to salad bars because they
Over
don't
the
want E.
last-
coli.
Yeah,
Canned
over
pickled beans.
that and over the last 4 years with the pandemic, like nobody wants to do exchange cooties with anybody
And
anymore.
you know where the E. coli comes from, right? It doesn't come from. It's not coming from your salad bar.
Yeah.
It's
Where's it
big-
coming
it's a
from?
big state. Here we go.
Well, we gotta. We have to. We
Well,
have
I
to.
kinda
We have to
led
teach these
myself into-
people.
So most of the outbreaks happen, and I'm sure things have changed, but from what I, have known is most of the outbreaks happen is because there's not a lot of sanitary conditions. Let's call it as it is, out in the fields picking freaking lettuce. You ever see how they do this? How they package romaine? That shit that you get, the 3 heads of romaine in the supermarket, in ShopRite, wherever you are packaged right in the field.
Oh, really?
Right in the it's a truck that goes along. That's it, bro. It's a progression, man. There's people walking up with baskets of lettuce. They throw them down, 3 heads, boom, right in, boom, 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 wrapped, sealed.
That's
stamped.
it. No cleaning, no nothing.
Well,
Well, I
if you
mean-
get washed, it's a whole nother process.
Yeah, now like some of the more expensive one comes like single or double wash.
clean,
Yeah.
like even in my place, we wash. I have a vegetable wash that we actually use to wash the vegetables with. It's a whole thing that and we'll rewash the lettuce and spin that shit in the orange R2D2.
Yep. You should love
You know,
that shit.
That thing is great. That's fun. Yeah, I have weird stories about that orange thing, and also the industrial size burr mixer or the industrial size wand. Yeah, You had a bucket on the table and you stand close to me. It gives you nice vibrations.
All right.
Table. Yeah, man, that's how it happens. Ain't about a long time, just about a good time. But anyway, the E. coli and all that, that's from the fields, man, because people got to go to the bathroom. There's not, sanitation standards followed. I'm sure it's better now with agriculture and all that shit, but that's where the outbreaks come from. It's because somebody peed on their hands and then touched the lettuce and put it in the bag. Or pooed, one or the other. That's call it as it is, man. This is stories from the dish pit. We get down, dirty, nitty, and gritty up in this bitch. What do you think?
Learned something today, I'll tell you that much.
I think we learned a few today. We know people taste like pork. We know vegans are the closest thing to grass-fed, and now we know E. coli comes from people out in the fields, either doing the ditty on their hands. Oh, what fun we have! So buffets. I think are a downcline. Are if you don't have a buffet restaurant and you're just popping up a buffet, you're struggling to try to make ends meet. And it's sad, man, because so many restaurants open. I've been there this whole time.
Unless, of course, you open up a specific buffet type.
Well, if you open up a specific buffet, like out by us now, we have all these. There's 97,000 hot pot places,
Right.
And I swear to God, one closes, it's the same person. I'm almost.
Health department came in, shut them down.
K-Pot, 99 flavor tastes. This, like it's all the same person. One place closes, they open it up in another name in the same place. It's like, come on, man. Well, it's not Korean barbecue now. It's Pan American barbecue.
Wow. Okay.
Completely different. It's two different things. No, anybody else want to chime in on that or no?
Speaking of barbecue, that's one of my other always a pet peeve. Things that people in New York call barbecue is not barbecue.
No, well, it's technically
It's grilling.
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 High heat equals grilling. We know that. Barbecuing is slow and low, and 90% of the time under the ground.
Yeah.
In the ground. Churrasco is what the open. We're doing that Saturday.
Yeah.
Open flame, open coals, just grills right on top of it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to cooking Saturday.
5 hours later.
I haven't cooked for everybody in a long time. Well, we'll do it a little quicker. But yeah, man, that's it. Barbecue is slow and low, man. There's nothing to rush about that. That's a whole day process. We've done that a few times. I don't know. What else we want to say? Sending back meals. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I mean, I'm not licking your food to get
Wait,
the.
hold on. It depends on why you're sending it back. Because
if you're just a pain in the ass and you want to argue with me over medium rare and the temperature of your steak, we're gonna have any chef.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a problem with that because I know, and especially at the expo, I know I'm not letting nothing out that's not. I know is that temperature. I can touch shit and know. It's temperatures. I don't need a thermometer. I can touch shit and tell you what it is. I don't have a problem with people sending things back. I have a problem with people sending things back that you just an ass. Just,
With the whole temperature and everything, a lot of people that are either sending back or whatever, they don't know what a proper temperature is. That's why even one of my old jobs, when they would be like, oh, the steak is not cooked right, we would bring out a chart. Where in this chart is this point where the steak hurt you?
Point where the steak hurt you.
Why not just pick actually give a temperature? Like you walk in and be like, "Hi, I'd like my steak at 135."
Because they don't know. Like they've seen a few YouTube videos, and now they're a foodie who think they know how to steak is supposed to be properly done and everything like that.
Chef coats make you a chef.
Yeah.
Same thing with the interweb. Made everybody a chef in the pandemic.
The pandemic made everybody a food critic, and now everybody wants everything done a certain way, and they're expecting service out of people that are just doing mediocre shit.
And if you come out and you have a list, or a card that you have to hand to the server.
The allergy card.
Oh, and you gotta just
stay home.
Allergic to soy, allergic to beans, allergic
stay
to garlic,
home.
allergic to you're allergic to. You should be the guy in the iron lung. If you're allergic to all this shit, how do you get up and how do you breathe? Like, what do you like? How do you breathe?
Just put them in a bubble.
They should be. They should be either the guy in the iron lung or John Travolta, the boy in the bubble. That's what they should be running around in Nerf and plastic wrap because you obviously can't handle anything. Don't come out. Listen, I'll tell you straight up. And you could say no if you own a restaurant. If you have a list this long of what you can and can't eat because you're stay the fuck home. Stay home, because you know what? You're not going to change the menu around. You want to sit there and nitpick. I see you have a garlic marinated artichoke. Can I have that without the garlic? No, it's a fucking
Oh,
garlic
you mean the
marinated
base of my
artichoke.
entire marinade? Yeah, let me just
Yeah,
take
hold
that
on.
out 3
Let me
days
make
ago.
one for you. No
I'll
problem.
make
I
you
got them on the side.
a custom,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, let me take that out 3
And
days ago.
I know chefs that have said absolutely zero changes on my restaurant, and I've told me, no, I'm not. No, you can't sub this. You're not subbing that. This is how the dish comes. The dish, this is the best. The dish comes this way because that's what accompanies the dish.
Yeah.
This is what works well.
That's
on
how the
this dish
flavors
that
work.
I planned. You want to come to my place to eat, where I'm the chef. You're eating what I'm putting out on the plate.
I've seen
You're
menus
not
that say no
Yeah,
substitutes.
you're not dissecting my.
It's
my
not
salmon
Burger King.
just
You
so
can't have it your way.
Absolutely not, man. Go cry in somebody else's pho. 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 I don't know, but so send it back meals. I mean, yeah, it's good. It's you can just, but don't come, don't, because you didn't. And don't eat something and then be like, I didn't like this.
Yeah, when you're most of the way done and you're like,
Three-quarters
oh, no,
done.
No, I'm good. Like, I can understand somebody didn't like the flavor combinations. You take a couple bites and you send it back.
Right away.
I understand
You
that.
know, we just had that with your
Yeah.
with your frosty beverage.
Yeah.
You didn't like it. But you did. You did it. But some people are just, I'm going to continue eating this. I don't really like this. Can I have something else? No, what else do you want? You just ate half a meal. Now I got to give you something else for free?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can have ice water.
And then they're gonna take it home so they can have lunch for tomorrow.
Lunch for tomorrow. Oh my God. Also, chicken fingers don't exist. The chickens don't have fingers. It's chicken breasts, just in case anybody didn't know. Same thing with boneless wings. It's chicken breasts.
So what do you think about people who order their chicken medium rare?
You can't. You do that, you're a dick. You can't. But although I did see something that popped up where there's new guidelines for cooking beef where, you ready for this? 140 degrees is medium rare.
No, it's not. No, it's not. That's why I specifically said before 135.
Medium rare, 140 degrees. That's what I posted. I'm like, how is this? What world do we live in? That's well done. That's well. And also, it's not blood. That's not blood on in the
Hemoglobin.
steak, man. Myoglobin.
Is it?
Yeah, hemoglobin's blood, I think. And I am not a smart character, but it's myoglobin.
Myoglobin. Got it.
That's myoglobin. That's the reason why you let your steak rest for at least 3 to 7 minutes, depending upon the ounces of your steak, so that your juices don't run out and you get to savor the flavor.
So for anyone who thought that you don't learn anything in this podcast, you learned a lot today.
You do. A lot of sarcasm. You'll learn that minor, like sarcasm and sincerity, are really the same exact thing. You can't tell the difference, but hey, man, that's that. I don't know. We got I don't know. It's probably time to close up soon, so obviously there's going to be another ticket coming in one more time. We got something. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The final ticket of the day. The guy knows the owner. It's just the tip with Oleg. What you got for us today, buddy?
So, tip of the week: if you ever want to find out the perfect hot spot in an oven that you're not familiar with, a really easy way to find that out is you take a baking sheet, a full-size baking sheet that covers the entire width of your oven, and you put a parchment sheet on it, and you turn your oven on to 400 degrees, and you bake it for about 20 minutes. And as you open it up and you take it out, you see on the parchment sheet the areas that got darker are obviously your hot spots in the oven. So if you need a part to crisp up more or to cook less, you can rotate it or adjust it the way you need it to for the proper placement of the kitchen, of the oven, so you can get the proper temperature and heat that you want.
And that's dope because the parchment paper browns, and that's a great tip. Does it work in a convection oven, or you'd have to have something on that parchment paper, or can you do?
I don't think
else?
convection oven will work because of the
Because of the
because of the
circulation,
fan.
right? And the convection ovens usually, it's great too. It usually doesn't have a hot spot because you're always circulating and so forth. But
Exactly.
you know, another myth: kitchen ovens aren't set to 325 degrees. They're at full blast.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Whatever it goes up to, and if it could even go more, just turn it up all the way. You know, that's what it is.
Really?
Yeah. Ovens are always full blast.
Yeah.
Ovens are.
So
always
you
full
have to
blast.
compensate by
Yeah.
saying, okay, well, if it took a half hour at 300, it'll take 20 minutes at.
Well, you just
400.
know because everything in a restaurant is already meased out. So things are either
Right.
partialed or within a 10-minute cook time, within a 10-minute start to finish time for from a call out to a pickup.
Okay.
So
Because if you have the oven going at over 400 and then you open up the doors, by the time you load up whatever, the oven already at 375 by that time,
Right.
So then if you needed to cook at that temperature, you just adjust it, and it's easier to adjust that way. It's easier to bring the temperature down than bring it up.
raise it up, right? And back right was always a hot spot for me. But oven's always at full blast. And usually in restaurants, you don't have anything that's going start to finish in an oven. Everything's usually either, if you're doing a pork chop, a double cut birch eye, or it's seared, you're 4 minutes on each side and then popped into the oven just to finish it for 6-7 minutes and so forth. Everything is
exactly.
always to finish it, so you want that oven high if you don't have a salamander. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all the rhetoric, nonsense, and making people angry that I have for you today. You got anything else to finish up? No?
We're good.
We're good? Mike, you good? You got anything?
I learned a lot today.
Well, good. That's better than learning a little. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Chef. That is
Oleg.
Mike.
and this is the Mies and Podcast, Stories from the Dish Pit, episode
14.
See you next week for episode 15. It's our
Cheers.
quinceañera.
Oh boy.